The quaint town of Town held its breath. Autumn leaves swirled, a harbinger of the chilling truth about to surface. The Neurauter family, seemingly perfect, hid a darkness behind closed doors. Patriarch, name, a pillar of the community. Matriarch, name, the picture of grace. But things were not as they seemed. Their home, a charming facade, echoed with unspoken truths. Whispers of dissent were stifled within its walls. Control was the family's currency, manipulation their weapon of choice. Behind the smiles, a sinister tale was about to unfold. The Neurauter story was one of power and deceit. A family portrait, beautiful on the surface, hid a canvas of pain and manipulation. Little did the town know their idyllic community was about to be shattered. Life for the Neurauter children was a tangled web of manipulation. Name, the eldest, bore the brunt of their father's controlling nature. Years of emotional abuse chipped away at her spirit. Her younger sibling, Name, grappled with their own demons, witnessing the family's fractured foundation. Name's controlling behavior extended beyond his family. He was respected in the community, his word taken as gospel. This power, however, was a double-edged sword. It allowed him to manipulate those around him, silencing any dissent with veiled threats and intimidation. The family's carefully constructed facade began to crack. Rumors of Name's temper and controlling behavior spread through the town. Whispers turned to hushed conversations, casting a shadow of doubt over the seemingly perfect family. The truth, however, was far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Years of manipulation took their toll. Name, worn down by her father's abuse, sought solace in therapy. There, in the safety of a therapist's office, the truth began to pour out. The extent of Name's control, the emotional abuse, the fear that clung to her like a shroud. The therapist, bound by confidentiality, could only listen. Name's story painted a chilling picture of a family held hostage by their own secrets. The idyllic facade crumbled with each whispered confession, revealing the darkness that lurked beneath. News of Name's therapy sessions reached her father. Enraged and threatened by the potential exposure, his grip on the family tightened. The charming mask he wore for the outside world slipped, revealing the monster lurking beneath. The tension in the Neurauter home reached a fever pitch. Name's attempts to break free from her father's control were met with fierce resistance. Arguments escalated, fueled by years of resentment and pain. The once quiet whispers of dissent transformed into desperate cries for help. One fateful night, the simmering tension boiled over. A heated argument between Name and her father spiraled out of control. Neighbors, accustomed to the sounds of a happy family, were startled by the sound of shattering glass and terrified screams piercing the night. The following morning, the town of Town awoke to a sight that chilled them to their core. Police cars surrounded the Neurauter home, their flashing lights casting an eerie glow on the once peaceful street. The rumors that had plagued the family for years were about to be confirmed in the most tragic way imaginable. News of the crime spread through the town like wildfire. The Neurauters, once the epitome of normalcy, were now at the center of a horrific tragedy. Neighbors gathered in hushed groups, exchanging shocked glances and whispered prayers. The idyllic facade had been irrevocably shattered. Law enforcement descended upon the scene, their investigation meticulous and thorough. Every corner of the Neurauter home was examined, every whisper of gossip scrutinized. As the details of the crime emerged, the community's shock turned to horror. The victim, to no one's surprise, was Name. The details of her death, however, sent chills down the spines of even the most hardened investigators. Name hadn't simply died, she had been brutally murdered. The weapon, a chilling testament to the killer's rage and premeditation. The investigation into Name's murder was a grueling process. Detectives, determined to uncover the truth, meticulously pieced together the shattered remnants of the Neurauter family's life. Interviews with friends, neighbors, and colleagues painted a disturbing picture of a family shrouded in secrets and manipulation. Name's therapist, bound by confidentiality, could only reveal so much. Her testimony, however, provided crucial insight into the dynamics of the Neurauter household, the years of abuse, the controlling behavior, the fear that permeated every aspect of their lives. As the investigation progressed, a suspect emerged, Name, the patriarch himself. The evidence against him, though circumstantial, was damning. His history of control, the escalating arguments, the whispers of his true nature that had circulated for years. The trial of Name was a media spectacle. The small town of Name of Town was thrust into the national spotlight, their idyllic image forever tarnished by the horrific crime. The prosecution, armed with a mountain of evidence, presented a compelling case. They detailed the years of abuse Name had inflicted upon his family, the escalating arguments, the threats that had preceded the murder. They painted a picture of a man driven to the brink, his control slipping, his rage culminating in a brutal act of violence. The defense, in a desperate attempt to save their client, argued that the evidence was circumstantial. They pointed to the lack of eyewitnesses, the absence of a confession. Their arguments, however, rang hollow in the face of the overwhelming evidence presented by the prosecution. After weeks of testimony and hours of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict guilty. Name was convicted of the murder of his daughter, Name. The courtroom erupted in gasps, tears, and a palpable sense of relief. Justice, it seemed, had been served, but at what cost? Name's life had been tragically cut short, her voice silenced forever. Her sibling, Name, was left to grapple with the devastating loss of their sister and the horrifying truth about their family. The town of Name of Town was left to pick up the pieces, their innocence shattered, their trust broken. The Neurauter case served as a stark reminder that darkness can lurk beneath even the most charming facades, and that the consequences of unchecked manipulation can be deadly. The ripple effects of Name's crime were felt far and wide. Her friends and classmates carried the weight of her loss, haunted by the memories of her laughter and the bright future stolen from her. The community, once a beacon of unity, struggled to heal the wounds left by the tragedy. Name's surviving sibling and Name faced an arduous journey of healing and self-discovery. The trauma of their childhood, the loss of their sister, the shattered image of their family, all weighed heavily on their young shoulders. The Neurauter case served as a chilling reminder that the scars of domestic violence run deep. They linger long after the headlines fade, leaving behind a legacy of pain, trauma, and mistrust. It was a stark reminder of the importance of recognizing the signs of abuse and the vital need for intervention and support. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the community of Name of Town vowed to learn from the darkness that had visited them. They organized support groups, raised awareness about domestic violence, and worked tirelessly to ensure that such a tragedy would never again plague their town. The Neurauter case became a catalyst for change, a stark reminder that the fight against domestic violence requires constant vigilance and unwavering support for victims. It highlighted the importance of education, early intervention, and breaking the cycle of manipulation before it claims another life. Though the scars of the past may never fully heal, the community of Name of Town emerged from the darkness with a renewed sense of purpose. They honored Name's memory by dedicating themselves to creating a safer, more supportive environment for all families. Their story, though born of tragedy, became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of resilience and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times, love and justice can prevail.